Okay, so we've just watched back-to-back movies, and I want to do these reviews while they're both fresh in my head. Um, so let's start off with A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. Even though that really should be the subtitle of the previous film, it doesn't make sense. It's like Freddy already got revenge. Let's say that. So it's a bit of a weird title. But ignoring that, it starts off strong. You start off with a few characters in a bus that basically just going to end up being murdered. I don't think they're related to any characters in the film. I might just double check that. Oh well, too late now. Yeah. So we have Jesse, who's possessed by Freddy, which is they definitely did there's a very interesting twist on the previous film. It's very different. My only problem is I think it's more of a me problem. I think it's just a me problem. Is what is Freddy Krueger's power set? Like previously he was only in dreams, and now he's just out doing whatever the fuck he wants. I also just want to know what the fuck is canon in like these movies. What is happening in the real world? Like that's the only problem. I'm getting like what's going on? No one seems to remember, or did they all just die? Did Freddy just, any of the characters that we saw, did they all died? Freddy just killed them all anyway. That I think the logic of it breaks in my head just thinking about it. But I really did like the film because we get more Freddy Krueger, which I think was my complaint about the first film. Yeah, the first film was we just didn't get enough Freddy Krueger. It was just like it was a little bit maybe underused because I think you got that. It's the first film, so you have to build up the horror trope of who is this guy? What's going on? What's going on here? Very curious. So that's my opinion personally on that. And yeah, you end in a bus. So immediately my head was like, well, we started a bus, we ended a bus. Freddy is here. Yeah, so he punched a hole through a woman in the end. That's cool. That was a cool. But it wasn't really a shock because you're like, oh, okay, Freddy's just there. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Like I said, it started a bus, so it ended a bus. Like I already was like, okay, that's fine. Yeah, the idea that Jesse is being possessed by Freddy and is somehow like that's my only problem is like somehow is possessed. Like it's just the logic in my head. Still, but like some of the scenes where like you see like Freddy's eye in his mouth where he's starting to come out is kind of cool. I have my slight headcanon, which I did in the commentary, was I think Jesse is gay. And the whole thing is just Jesse trying to repress his emotions and trying to pretend that he's straight. So Freddy is representing somehow his like repressed feelings. I don't know. It's my headcanon is just like the Jesse is gay in that film. That's just me. I was having a bit of fun where I was like, this is my headcanon. I don't know if anyone else has said that. They might have done because this film has been out for a lot of years. I was looking again. 20, 30 years? 30 years, definitely. 30 years. I was looking again. Yeah, so Star Trek Next Generation had its 30th anniversary, which was 87. This is 85. So this definitely is. Yeah. Approaching its 40 years? Holy shit. Approaching 40 years since this film. Damn. So that's been a while. But yeah, so like I said, Freddy's rules, how he works. But I like the idea of someone going slightly mad, thinking they're Freddy. They might be Freddy, they're not Freddy. What is going on? That's a cool angle. Just again, my headcanon of what is real. What are Freddy's power set? What is going on? So that's my idea personally. I have my own problems. Maybe it's I'm expecting too much of an 80s slash effect. That could very well be the case. I'll be honest. Maybe I am just expecting, too much logic in a film that people just go, ha ha, teenagers getting murdered. Ha, fun. Yeah. But yeah. I don't know if it's. I don't think it hasn't got as many as much craziness, can it? Because it's technically, from what I think, it technically all appears in the real world. So there's not as much craziness, like the stairs turning to melted marshmallow, or the woman getting flipped up on the ceiling and blood spraying out. The deaths aren't as cool. I think from most of the films it's slashing, but I think it's just that's kind of on purpose because you're supposed to not know if it is Freddy or if it's not. So I guess it'd be weird if it was that. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Where it's the death scenes aren't as cool. That's me. Yeah, I think that wraps up my opinions of it. I would 100% recommend watching that one. I don't think it's just my problems with it, but other than that, it's really cool. I don't think there's anything wrong with it other than what I've said. Yeah, I don't think it's terrible. It's not as good as the first one, but it's definitely a good film. I definitely don't think it's a bad film in any way. Yeah, watch it. Watch A Nightmare on Elm Street, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. That's it. Next week here on YouTube will be Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives.